Y'all not about to tell me that promoting fake shit is doper than real just because I'm more harsh about it.
I mean, look, this industry is like selling you the dream lifestyle, like with these girls, with the money, with the yacht, yeah, and all these things. But Russ is actually calling all these BS out and is not a part of that. I think also that's the reason why a lot of these music labels are hating on Russ. Because he has no problem to call these fakes out.
People are so popping, like, what a sick life, I want to be doing that shit, like, and you're paid, whatever, but it's like, you're not that paid, you're not that popping, you can't sell tickets, you don't sell music, like, everything is rented, you owe people money, it's all like, it's really not what the fuck it looks like.
Russ even created the best deal ever with the music industry. This best deal is the complete ownership of his music. So he has no royalty splits. He don't need to wait on any checks or something like that. Completes 100%. He has complete ownership.
I was making 100K, right? A month. Let's call it roughly a month. So
Jesus.
I'm not taking, and this is like no label, no, like me in my basement.
And understood the power of leverage. So major record labels contracts rely on leverage.
I went and got leverage before I started talking to labels. You know what I'm saying? I sold out my debut European tour. I sold out my other tour. Right. I was already charting on iTunes and Billboard, and Kylie Jenner was playing my shit on the Snap. You know what I mean? Before I even talked to labels.
Russ did it completely like in the opposite. But look, the most artists are most of the time very broke.
Artists just be jumping at like, yo, he said he's got 300K for me. It's like, bro, like, there's so, like, the advance is the least important part of the deal, you feel me? But
what the hell? So that is how the music business works, yeah? They're getting young artists into very bad deals, yeah?
So let's say a rapper signs to a label, gets $1 million. That $1 million, most of these rappers are paying their manager 20%. So 20% is 200K, right? Most of them are also paying the lawyer 5 and the business manager 5. So that's 10% for them and 20 for the manager. So it's 30% total commissions that has to come off the top. So of the $1 million, take off 300K, right? Because that's 30%. So you're at 700K. Of that 700K, you are now in the tax bracket that's taxed around like 48%. Let's just call it 50, right? Cut that in half. 350. So $1 million is 350K net. That's what you net. This is before you spend $1. The reason why motherfuckers go broke is because they get $1 million and think they have $1 million to spend.
So when the whole secret is leverage, how the hell did Russ get so much leverage before he's going actually and getting a better deal, yeah? So he worked constantly on himself. He didn't need any validation or a safety net of a major label, yeah? He is making everything on his own.
Instead of dropping 52 songs total a year over the course of 3 mixtapes, and really that all that means is 3 posts a year. Here's one post of an album, here's another one, here's another one. And why don't I drop 1 song albums every week? Because I know off of just studying the analytics of the game, I know y'all are all down to click on 1 song. So I'll just drop a 1 song album every week until I blow up, because I believed in the music.
The thing is, why actually Russ signed the major label deal to Columbia Records was because he got a very, very different deal, yeah? It was like, look, he has completely ownership of his music. He's not giving up his ownership to his actual music, but he is anyway signing to a major label to get even more marketing and even more out of it, yeah? So Russ is definitely a genius. And when you have this kind of leverage, you're getting so much better deals. So the most important thing is he had leverage and he could decide. He could decide because he can do it. He has leverage, he has fans, he has all of it.
I partnered because I had leverage. I got the exact deal that I wanted. I think that's super important for artists to understand that, you know, go in there with leverage so you can dictate. You know, I went in and got a profit split.
Nobody has ever had type of independent catalog I had while going into major label meetings. Like, no one's had a 300 song plus independent catalog, and then you're talking to major labels. So now moving forward, cool, let's rock out. Let's do these albums. It's an album deal, right? Cool. But everything else, Y'all don't get that. It's got nothing to do with y'all.
Sometimes it's very sadly that new independent artists don't have like the leverage at the beginning or don't have this fan base.
I just didn't want to sign with the label till I had leverage.
So most of the new artists need to pay their own bills, or they're most of the time not in the best situation at the time with money. That's a huge point why a lot of these new artists, which are super talented, are actually signing these bad record label deals. And the music records industry simply hates Russ, for providing to all these independent artists his own blueprint to his success, because he's actually right now on the way to becoming one of the most successful independent artists of this year.
Owning the means of operation is step one to this whole trying to blow up as an artist thing. And that just means putting the studio in your house instead of having to pull up to a studio and working on other people's time because they may not have availability. You're spending unnecessary amount of money. And that money that you end up spending over the course of 6 months, a year, whatever, is enough to put that same in your house, in your bedroom, in your basement.
You need to be the master of your own beats, the master of your own vocal recording. And basically what Russ is saying is that you need to put your whole music studio into your own house. So you don't need to pay the beat maker, you don't need to pay somebody for mixing or mastering. You can record basically everything from your bedroom or from your house on and then create music. How Russ actually said this is a very important thing to learn how to become actually a beat maker, so how to create your own beats, how to mix and master them so they sound very cool and you can hop actually on them. And when you want to check this out, we have a course linked down below and also a lot of free demo drum kits and other cool drum kits, so check them out. And trust me, learning to make beats sometimes taking like a few days, so you can invest like a few days to learn how to do everything and have them basically your own studio at your own house. So creating your own beats, then singing or rapping over them, and then creating actually a finished product. And
when you're trying to get on, which is the time that you need to spend the most in the gym, practicing, whatever, you can't afford for that to be 30 minutes away and you got to be calling ahead and making sure they have availability. You got to put the gym in your house. If you're trying to get good at basketball, what do? You put the basketball goal in your driveway. Yo, this is how I made the beat for what they want. I used the chords first. I played the chords first. I used Omnisphere as a plug-in, whatever. The pianos are sick. But yeah, chords first, musical typing, no MIDI. Snares next. I like the snares going next because they break your neck. Okay, copy paste because it's the same shit all the way through. A little loud, so we're gonna turn it down. Next is the kicks. Next is the hi-hats. Now on the hi-hats, I put a delay. So when you press it once, it echoes. And then last, the 808s. Whole beat. Got the chick, I call it Lola. She feel like the ocean, like platinum. Yeah!